Mingyan smiled when she heard this and asked Wenyu, did you feed it canned fish this morning? Wenyu, yes, is there something wrong with the canned fish? Mingyan nodded, yeah. Wenyu, so that's how it is. I was careless. Guobo said aggrievely, my master doesn't love me at all. He didn't even know the canned food was. Mingyan smiled when she heard this and asked Wenyu, did you feed it canned fish this morning? Wenyu, yes, is there something wrong with the canned fish? Mingyan nodded, yeah. Wenyu, so that's how it is. I was careless. Guobo said aggrievely, my master doesn't love me at all. He didn't even know the canned food was expired. What an idiot. Mingyan smiled and said, your Guobo thinks you don't care about her. When Wenyu heard this, she looked at her child with heartache. Guobo, mommy is sorry for you. Mingyan asked Guobo, are you feeling uncomfortable anywhere else? Guobo, no more. As long as my master compensates me, I will forgive her. By the way, tell her not to buy that brand of snacks next time. I don't like them. I still prefer the original brand. Wenyu, so you don't like the new brand. Mom thought you were tired of it and didn't want to eat the original brand, so I changed it for you. It turned out that I was wrong. Next time, Mom will change it back to the original brand. After she finished speaking, she saw her cat wagging its tail, and it was obviously in a good mood. Wenyu said happily, Guobo, do you understand what I said? Mingyan nodded, yes, Guobo just said that it doesn't need to go to the hospital to buy medicine for its minor ailments. It said that its intestines and stomach are strong and much healthier than other kittens. It doesn't need to take those unpalatable medicines. Moreover, it said that the medicine I gave it last time caused it to have problems. Wenyu saw this and said, so that's how it is. Mommy won't buy you random medicine this time. You have to get better soon. Guobo said happily, I know. I love Mom the most. This is really strange. Your cat is sick, why do you go to Mingyan instead of a veterinarian? She is not a veterinarian. Matchmaker Wang saw the two of them whispering there and couldn't help but say something. Wenyu heard this, looked over, and said, Mingyan is a pet communicator. That's her job, it's normal for me to look for her. Everyone was stunned. Suddenly, she whispered, what is a pet communicator? Is there such a job? I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that either. So Mingyan actually has a job. Is this what she does? Matchmaker Wang saw this and said, what kind of job is this? It's too unprofessional. You should just find a class to attend. After she finished speaking, she saw the girl named Wenyu take out her cell phone. Mingyan, it's still 100 yuan, right? Mingyan nodded, yes. Neighbor Wang madam, you made 100 just by saying a few words. Isn't this money too easy to earn? They don't know how expensive it is to keep a pet. If the pet is not feeling well, they need to go to the pet hospital and undergo a full set of tests, which will cost at least several $100s. And this does not include the cost of buying medicine and treatment. With Mingyan, you only need to clearly understand your pet's symptoms and then buy the right medicine online. If she knew clearly about her cat's problem, she wouldn't have to waste money. Thank you, Mingyan. Wenyu paid the bill and left with her cat. After Wenyu left, a dog owner came over with a big dog and a box of milk in his hand. Ms. Mingyan, you are here. When he saw Mingyan, he immediately greeted her happily. When his big yellow dog saw Mingyan, it wagged its tail happily and went over to rub Mingyan's legs. Dawang, we meet again. Mingyan touched its dog head. These clients of hers were accumulated in the past 2 months, and most of them are people who rent houses nearby and keep cats and dogs. Dahuang's owner, thanks to you for helping me find Dahuang last time, otherwise I would never see Dahuang again. He came here today specifically to thank her. Normally they communicate on WeChat. Then he took out a red envelope containing cash from his pocket and handed them to her along with a box of milk in his hand. These are to thank you for helping me find Dawang. Please accept them. Dawang's owner said solemnly. The neighbors looked at this scene with curiosity and surprise. Mingyan doesn't look like the type who stays at home and relies on her parents for support. She seems to actually have a job. Seeing this, Matchmaker Wang said sarcastically, how much money can she make from that kind of job? It's not as respectable as my daughter's job. Mingyan's family background is very ordinary, even poor. Because of this, most of the neighbors around her look down on her family. But Mingyan herself doesn't care. She just needs to live her life well. After the owner Dawang left, Mingyan and Mingrui also went home. They were out for a walk and bumped into 2 clients unexpectedly. When Mingyan got home, she opened WeChat and saw that another customer had come to her to consult about pets. And new customers have added her WeChat. Ms. Mingyan, I was recommended by Wenyu. I heard that you are a pet communicator and can communicate with animals. Closing square bracket. After Mingyan replied to the message, she saw that the client who had been in contact with her suddenly gave her a suggestion. Ms. Mingyan, have you ever thought about starting a live broadcast to provide consultation to more pet owners? Closing square bracket. Mingrui walked in from outside. Sister, have you ever considered doing a live broadcast? She has always been curious about her sister's career as a pet communicator. If my sister could do live streaming, her income would definitely be more substantial. Mingyan nodded. Just now a client recommended me to do live broadcasting. I am still considering it. Mingrui, what else are you considering? Her eyes were full of anticipation. She wanted to see in detail what her sister's job was like. And how does my sister communicate with animals? It seems like she can hear what the animals are thinking. In the 2 months since her sister quit her job, she has been earning a considerable amount of money as a pet communicator, much more than when she was an intern. Now my mother also approves of her job. When I graduate, I will make a lot of money for my mom so she doesn't have to work so hard anymore. Mingyan smiled and said, okay. Mingrui is the adopted daughter of the Ming family. She was picked up by her mother from the trash can when she came home from work when she was young. At that time, her family could not be found and no one was willing to adopt her, so my mother raised her herself. The Ming family was not well off to begin with, and the sudden arrival of a child made the family even more stretched than they could make ends meet. The father had quarreled with the mother many times because of the child, and finally the parents divorced because of the younger sister. Their mother had to work several jobs a day to raise the 2 of them. Now, all the hard work has paid off, as she and her sister have grown up, but their mother has also developed a lot of health problems. Mingyan has always wanted to open a pet shop and has been working hard to save money to open a shop, but now after listening to the advice of that customer and her sister, she feels that live streaming is a better choice at the moment. She acted immediately and quickly opened an account for herself on the Dolphin platform. His nickname is Pet Communicator, with the word Yin Yin added to the end. And in her personal signature column, she wrote Yin Yin Pet Consultation Live Broadcast. On the second day, Mingyan started the live broadcast. She was still a little uncomfortable facing the camera. Ming Rui did not show her face, but just sat next to her. When the show first started, there were only a few people coming in and out of the live broadcast room. Seeing this, Ming Rui said, "Sister, I heard that newcomers don't have much traffic when they first start broadcasting. Should we spend money to buy some traffic?" "Mingyan, let's wait and see." After a few minutes, some netizens stayed because of Mingyan's looks. Open black lens bracket pet communicator. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. What is this for? Close black lens bracket. I've never heard of this, how else can I get advice for my pet? Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. But this young lady successfully attracted my interest. Close black lens bracket. As the number of people in the live broadcast room increased, unfriendly comments soon began to appear. Communicating with animals. This is hilarious. How is she going to communicate? Is she talking to animals? Some people these days are doing this kind of gimmick to make money through live streaming. Why don't they try communicating with animals? Closing square bracket. It's as if she can understand what animals say. Closing square bracket. Mingyan looked at the barrage in the live broadcast room without explaining, but patiently waited for the destined owner to come. Because of this anchor's identity and her good looks, new people gradually came into the live broadcast room. "Anchor, you look good enough to be an anchor, why are you doing these smoky and foul things?" Closing square bracket. "Yeah, you don't have to work so hard just for a live broadcast. It would be a disaster if you get slapped in the face later. I'm just waiting for this bitch to get slapped in the face." Closing square bracket. At this time, Mingyan saw a bullet screen. Shishi County Princess, can anchors really communicate with pets? Closing square bracket. Mingyan smiled and said, "Okay. Well, how do I consult? And how much does it cost?" Closing square bracket. Mingyan saw that she had forgotten the setup fee, so she said, "Reward 1 peach blossom coin and you can have a live consultation once." As the anchor trying to steal money. 1 peach blossom coin must cost 100 yuan, right? What kind of crappy consultation is this? Close black lens bracket. Yeah, isn't this a bit expensive? Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. $100 is enough for me to live for a day. Close black lens bracket. The bullet screen is filled with voices of blame and ridicule. At this time, the netizen named Shishi Princess gave a peach blossom coin as a reward. Oh my god. Someone actually paid. Aren't they afraid they're scammers? Is that so? Isn't this cheating? Closing square bracket. This anchor lady seems a little familiar. Closing square bracket. After Mingyan connected with her, a young woman in pajamas appeared in front of the camera, holding a cute stuffed cat in her arms. Mingyan recognized her. Wasn't this the hostess of the ragdoll cat that she met in the blind date restaurant? Princess Shishi also recognized her. She smiled and greeted Mingyan. "Hello, do you remember me?" Mingyan nodded. "I remember. Is there any problem with your pet?" Princess Shishi smiled and said, "My Guai Guai is fine. I just connected with you because I know you. How come these two know each other? I was wondering why someone would spend so much money to hire a pet communicator for a new anchor." "Yes, is this Shishi Princess here to help the female anchor to attract business?" Closing square bracket. Afterwards, Princess Shishi said, "My little girl has indeed encountered some problems in the past few days. Her appetite has decreased, and her spirits are not good. She is not as lively and active as before. Do you think she is sick?" Mingyan looked at her cat and then heard her inner voice. "Oh my god, I met this human who can hear my heart again. This is the first time in my cat life that I have met a human who can hear my heart. I am so grateful that there's a human who can hear my inner voice, because my master never knows what I mean and always contradicts me. When I want to eat, she thinks I want to go out and play, and insists on taking me out. When I wanted to go out and play, she insisted on forcing me to eat. When I didn't eat, she thought I had a poor appetite. When I ignored her, she thought I was sick and took me to all kinds of doctors and medicines. Oh my god, I am so annoyed. It is obviously because she always doesn't understand what I mean and makes me angry. I don't want to pay attention to her." Guai Guai is a chatterbox. The moment he saw Mingyan, he started to complain a lot. The viewers saw the female anchor staring at her owner's cat for a long time without saying a word. Is it going to be exposed so soon? Closing square bracket. She probably doesn't know anything at all, right? She's been thinking about this for so long, isn't she just making up some nonsense? She stared at the cat for so long that if you didn't know, you would think she was communicating with the cat's mind. Closing square bracket. The pet owners all thought that this female anchor would never communicate with her pets. Then suddenly I heard the female anchor say, "Is your cat ignoring you lately?" Princess Shishi was stunned for a moment, then her eyes lit up and she said, "Yes. I don't know what's wrong with her these days. She doesn't listen to me anymore and doesn't sleep with me anymore. She sleeps alone under the sofa and won't come out even when I call her." Mingyan smiled and said, "It's because you always give her things she doesn't want, so she's been depressed these days and doesn't want to talk to you, not because she's sick." Then she repeated to Princess Shishi what the cat had said to her. After hearing this, Princess Shishi was stunned. She really said that. Would her little girl talk so much at once? Is this female anchor talking nonsense? This is too fake. Closing square bracket. Princess Shishi saw that the barrage area was full of questioning voices. They didn't believe it, but she did. Because the things the host said are what she has always done with her cat. No matter how much nonsense a person tells, it is impossible for her to make such a detailed account of the relationship between her and her cat. It was like having a surveillance camera installed in her house. In addition, this female anchor scolded the scumbag in the restaurant and exposed his disguise, which won unanimous praise. She already had a good impression of her. Now she has complete trust and admiration for her. She suspects that the anchor learned about the incident in the restaurant that day by communicating with the animals. Host, you are really amazing. You can actually communicate with animals. Princess Shishi's eyes were full of admiration for her, and she rewarded her with a peach blossom coin. Oh my god. Could it be that these two people agreed to do this? Closing square bracket. These two people already know each other. This must be a script. I don't believe there's a god who can communicate with pets. Closing square bracket. That's it. That's it. This favorite actor is too obvious. His eyes are so wide open, it's too fake. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Ha 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 ha. Since they are both willing to act like this, let's just watch it like this. Just treat it as a joke. Close black lens bracket. He even gave me another peach blossom coin as a reward. You really treat us like idiots. Closing square bracket. Princess Shishi couldn't stand these comments and wanted to argue with them. Then she heard the female anchor say, "Thank you, Princess Shishi, for supporting my career. I appreciate the reward. Guai, oh my god, this human in front of me is so amazing, he actually heard everything. Now my master should know how to please me, right? Hee hee." Princess Shishi thought of something and continued to ask, "Host, how can I know whether my little one wants to eat or go out to play?" Mingyan then looked at the cat. Guai, I know how to solve this problem. I usually have many ducklings of different colors in my nest. My master can use the ducklings instead. Mingyan asked, Guai, do you have a lot of duck toys? Princess Shishi was stunned. Yes. You also know this. Mingyan, can you show it to me? Okay. She got up and walked out of the bedroom. After a while, she brought in a few colorful ducklings from outside. Then, Mingyan said, the red duck represents the desire to eat snacks, the blue duck represents the desire to go out and play, and the green duck represents being sick and feeling unwell. She introduced them one by one, and Princess Shishi was afraid that she would not be able to remember them, so she took notes with a pen. After taking notes, she asked, can my little darling really rely on the little duck to understand my instructions? Guai, master, I can do it. I can do it. I hold them in my arms every night when I sleep, and I have memorized the colors and smells of these pumpkins. Mingyan heard Guai's reply and said with a smile, yes. Even so, Princess Shishi was still shocked. My dear is so amazing. She really underestimated her cat. However, netizens couldn't help but make sarcastic comments when they saw the two of them singing the same tune. Yes, why don't you let the cat try it yourself? What's the point of just talking about it? Closing square bracket. Yeah, if you have the guts, try it. I don't believe you can continue to perform. Closing square bracket. Seeing this, Mingyan curled her lips and said, then let's give it a try. Then Princess Shishi waved at Guai while holding the blue duck. Guai, do you want to go out and play? But the cat ignored me. Open black lens bracket. It would be strange if a cat could do that. Close black lens bracket. Then the netizens saw the ragdoll cat shaking its head at its owner, as if refusing to go out and play. Just when they were a little dazed, they saw the ragdoll cat jump onto the table and step on the red duck. I want to eat snacks now. Mom, eat snacks, I want to eat snacks now. Seeing this, Princess Shishi was surprised and said, my dear, do you want to eat snacks? He wagged his tail obediently and nodded. The netizens were petrified at this moment. Mom, who can tell them? Is this cat a spirit? Princess Shishi took out a bag of cat snacks from the drawer, tore open the bag, and immediately went over to take a bite. Friends who have already reacted. Open black lens bracket. This must be an illusion. Close black lens bracket. There is no cat that doesn't like snacks. Once the owner opens the box, 99% of cats will take the initiative to eat. This doesn't mean anything. At this moment they don't want to admit that they have been slapped in the face. Trying desperately to find fault. Seeing this, Princess Shishi continued, my dear, what do you want to do next? After finishing his snacks, Guai walked over and gently stepped on the little white duck on the table. The white duck means you want to play with the cat toy. Princess Shishi was excited and shocked. Fuck, this cat is so smart, isn't it? It seems like it can really understand its owner's little duck instructions. Closing square bracket. This cat must have been trained, otherwise, it wouldn't be so smart. Closing square bracket. I still don't believe that this is a cheat that the female anchor used by communicating with the cat. Closing square bracket. The happiest person was Princess Shishi. With these little ducks, she would no longer have to worry about what Guai wanted, and it would be much easier to communicate with Guai in the future. This is really worth the money. After saying that, she couldn't help but reward him with another peach blossom coin. Anchor, you are amazing. After she went offline, she immediately clicked, follow. Fuck, I got another peach blossom coin as a reward. People who keep pets are rich. Closing square bracket. I realized the uniqueness of this live broadcast. The voices of those who had been questioning the female anchor became quieter. They were all stunned and too shocked to recover. If this were a script, it would be too expensive. Even humans can cooperate, but can a cat do it? A new female anchor can't just find a trained cat for the live broadcast. Mingyan, anyone else want pet communication? Open black lens bracket I, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket I, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket me, close black lens bracket. After that live broadcast, several owners are eager to try it. Mingyan said at this time, don't rush the reward, I can't see so many people at once. Let me set up a link later, and those who want pet consultation can win a consultation spot through a lottery. This is good. I was afraid that after I gave the reward, it would never be my turn. Wouldn't my reward be wasted? Haha, I was worried that the anchor would run away, but now I don't have to worry about that anymore. Soon, the anchor posted a link to the lottery, and the pet owners who wanted to participate clicked on it. Then, a pet owner named Gentleman drew the lot, and he readily rewarded a peach blossom coin. He then connected with the anchor. Netizens saw a lazy and noble white cat wearing a pink princess dress in the camera. The cat's pupils were blue, which was simply too beautiful. However, such a beautiful kitten was held in the arms of a rough man with an untidy beard. This picture is very shocking. Shame on you. I never imagined a rough guy would hold a beautiful cat. Closing square bracket. Wow, I actually feel like my cat has been defiled by him. Beast, let go of the cat. Closing square bracket. This guy seems like a bad guy. Closing square bracket. Yes. And he looks like a cat abuser. Closing square bracket. When Junzi Yian saw their comments, he immediately got angry and said, how can you judge people by appearance? No one in this world loves the princess as much as I do. Open black lens bracket. Who is the princess? Close black lens bracket. Gentleman's words. That's my cat. Her name is Princess. Mingyan, excuse me, pet owner, is there any problem with your pet? After hearing what the anchor said, Junzi Yian said seriously, oh, it's like this. I don't know what's wrong with my princess recently. She likes to go to the house of that stinky boy next door who uses the internet. I think he must be mean to her cat, so his cat likes the one next door more. Open black lens bracket. I think so too. Close black lens bracket. Anchor, please talk to his pet and see if his owner is a bad guy. Closing square bracket. After seeing the bullet screen, Junzi Yian said angrily, why do you people always judge people by appearance? Do ugly people have to be cat abusers? Princess, my master is not a bad guy, right? He is the best person in the world to me. Once there was a handsome uncle who wanted to kidnap me. Although he looked good, he was actually a bad guy who abused cats. I often go to the house next door because my good friend Chocho has never come out since he entered his house. I want to go in and investigate to see where my good friend has gone. Mingyan said, his cat just told me that his master is not a bad guy, and the princess also said that his master is the best person in the world to her. Princess, wow, finally someone has noticed my master's kindness. The gentleman was obviously very excited. I believe you can communicate with your pet. In the past, when he took his princess out, people outside thought he was a cat abuser and looked at him with strange eyes. He would even be investigated by the security guards at the gate of the community, and he would have to explain many times every time. Especially recently, he has been investigated more and more frequently. Do you believe the anchor so quickly? Closing square bracket. Since you are so nice to your cat, why does the princess like to run to the house next door? Closing square bracket. Yeah, could the anchor be lying? Haha, maybe the neighbor's house has something delicious to tempt the princess to go there. Afterwards, Mingyan saw the background image of her favorite master. Are you outside now? Junzi Yian was wearing a Bluetooth headset at this time. Yes, I am sitting on a bench inside the community with my princess. After the consultation, we will go home. At this time, a young man walked over and entered the live broadcast room. Open black lens bracket. Wow. This little brother is pretty. Close black lens bracket. It looks so gentle. Closing square bracket. Lu Yizi walked over and greeted Junzi Yian with a smile. Hello. See you again. Did they know each other? Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. It is normal for people in the same community to know each other. Close black lens bracket. A gentleman said, he is the brat next door I was talking about. Haha, I know why the princess likes to go to the house next door. It turns out that the person next door is so pretty. Closing square. Closing square bracket. H looks. Closing square bracket. It's normal to be obsessed with looks. The princess and this little brother are more like a master-pet relationship. Close black lens bracket. At this time, Lu Yizi didn't know that he was broadcasting live. He took out a cat noodle from his pocket, squatted down, and said to the cat gently, Princess, come here, brother has delicious food here. However, the princess looked at him cautiously, seeming a little hesitant to approach him. The scene of Lu Yizi feeding the pigs looked very warm and friendly to the audience in the live broadcast room. Open black lens bracket. Wow. I feel so warm watching this. Close black lens bracket. It feels like I'm filming a movie. Open black lens bracket. This little brother is so handsome. Close black lens bracket. The next second, the live camera turned to the burly and rough man. Friends. The fragrance of the cat strips in Lu Yizi's hand tempted the princess all the time. The princess swallowed her saliva and said, I can't be fooled. Last time, my good friend Chocho was tricked by him with a cat strip and taken to his house and never came out again. Hearing this, Mingyan looked towards Lu Yizi. Bullet screen. Princess, why don't you go eat yet? You are so timid. Close black lens bracket. What are you afraid of with your master around? You clearly want to eat, but you don't dare to go up and eat. Closing square bracket. Cats are like this, they are very timid. At this time, the princess could no longer resist the temptation of the cat and was about to go forward to bite it. Her master picked her up. Junzi Yian said with some jealousy, we have so many snacks at home, why are you still thinking about what others have? Now I know why the princess likes to go to this little brother's house. Who wouldn't go there? There's such a handsome little brother feeding her personally. Right now I wish I were a princess and was fed by a little brother. Closing square bracket. At this time, several young and beautiful girls came over. After seeing the princess, they all ran over with motherly love overflowing in their hearts. Wow, what a cute little kitty. So cute. This is the first time I've seen such a beautiful and cute kitten. Several girls couldn't help rubbing the princess's head and hair, and the princess looked like she was enjoying their touch. Wow, now I wish I could travel back to the scene. I want to rub the princess too. Closing square bracket. The gentleman got jealous again and said, all right, stop touching me. You are almost rubbing my princess's hairball. Hearing this, several girls stopped. One of the girls first looked at Junzi Yian silently, then turned to look at Lu Yizi, and said with a smile, little brother, is this Persian cat yours? What's her name? Before Lu Yizi could reply, the gentleman spoke angrily. I'm the one who raised the princess. Didn't you see that it was me holding the cat? Open black lens bracket. Ha 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 ha. I'm afraid this has happened to me many times. Close black lens bracket. The girl who was yelled at by the gentleman said awkwardly, I'm sorry. I thought you were the cat's nanny. The gentleman's face turned green with anger when he heard this. Which eye of hers made her think he looked like a nanny? Open black lens bracket. Ha 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 ha. Close black lens bracket. I am dying of laughter. Isn't this girl too funny? Closing square bracket. You guys really shouldn't say that. A gentleman's words really sound like a nanny's. Closing square bracket. These people came over and interrupted him, making him almost forget that he was still broadcasting live. Gentleman asked the anchor straight to the point. Do you think my princess always goes to Luigi's house because she likes him? Although he didn't want to admit it in his heart. I think it is for sure. Haha, even passersby would think that the princess is the little brother's cat. Closing square bracket. This is already very obvious. It is a waste of money to come to the live broadcast room to consult the anchor for such a problem. Closing square bracket. It turns out that the little brother's name is Luigi. Closing square bracket. Mingyan shook her head. No, it's because the princess wants to find her good friend Chocho. Her good friend is missing. Bullet screen. Are you going to that little brother's house to find your good friend? Closing square bracket. Chocho ran to his house. Closing square bracket. The princess's best friend should also be a cat, right? Closing square bracket. Mingyan replied in unison, yes. The princess said that her good friend was lured home by a cat stick from the little brother and never came out again. Could it be that the guy is actually a bad guy? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Maybe he's a pervert who tortures cats. Close black lens bracket. There is no conclusion to this matter yet, so please don't make blind guesses. Closing square bracket. What kind of cat torturing pervert? Closing square bracket. As the live broadcast time passed, many new people came into the live broadcast room one after another. They came in a state of confusion. Open black lens bracket. What is this doing? Close black lens bracket. What does a pet communicator do? Closing square bracket. Old audience, why ask so many questions? You will know the answer if you just read on. Junzi Yian heard the host's words and saw the barrage of comments, and looked at Lu Yizi with a wary look on his face. Mingyan asked him, does the princess usually have a playmate? Gentleman said, yes, there used to be a dirty stray cat that always liked to come to my house. The princess liked her very much and loved to play with her. But recently, it seems that I haven't seen that stray cat for a long time. After a pause, he continued, so the stray cat's name is Chocho. Ningyin nodded. Yes, Chocho is the name Lu Yizi gave her. Princess, wow wow wow. Kind anchor, can you please let my master find Chocho? I haven't seen her for a long time. I miss her so much. I'm really worried that something happened to her. Ningyin then told Junzi about the princess's request. Bullet screen. Please help the owner of the trouble princess and the host to look for the ball. I am worried about the stray cat. Me too, I can't bear to see cats get into trouble. Closing square bracket. At this time, several patrol police appeared and investigated along the way. Then, they saw a suspicious person at a glance and said something. A gentleman would want to get up and leave as soon as he sees a policeman. Seeing this, the police ran over and grabbed him. A gentleman's words. Comrade police, what are you doing? Please show me your ID. Several policemen looked at him warily, their eyes occasionally glancing at the white cat in his arms. Gentleman Ian has developed the habit of carrying his ID card with him, so he quickly showed it to the police. After reading it, the police still had doubts. A lot of cats have been lost in your neighborhood recently. Are you aware of this? Gentleman said, I know. There have been many cases of missing cats in our community for half a month. Oh my god. So many cats are missing in the neighborhood. Open black lens bracket and half a month has passed. Close black lens bracket. Those missing cats must be in a dangerous state. Woo woo woo, I'm afraid that Chocho is also. The leading police officer looked him up and down and asked, don't you have anything to say? The gentleman was confused. What can I say? I'm just an ordinary person. Police, then why did you see us running just now? The gentleman said helplessly, I have developed the habit of running away when I see you guys in uniform. The police looked at him with confusion. Gentleman said, Comrade police, although I am ugly and look like a criminal, you policemen and security guards should not think I am a bad person as soon as you see me. I have been chased and investigated by you every day for the past half month. Haven't I developed the habit of running away? Several police officers. Ha 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 ha, I suddenly feel that what a gentleman says is quite tragic. Just because I look like a criminal, I am investigated every day. Closing square bracket. If it were me, I would also become impatient and run. The policeman looked at the cat in his arms. Whose cat is this? The police officer then looked at Lu Yizi who had not left yet and asked, Sir, is this your cat? Lu Yizi shook his head in embarrassment. It's not my cat. The princess was raised by this big brother. Police. Oh, at this moment, Junzi Yian wanted to roll his eyes. He couldn't help but ask, Comrade police officer, when you ask the cat's owner, can you first ask me, the person holding the cat? The policeman glanced at him. I forgot. Open black lens bracket ha 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 ha. Close black lens bracket. I don't know why. Although what a gentleman says is quite tragic, it's really funny. Everyone who sees his cat subconsciously thinks it's not his cat, ha 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 ha. Don't mention them. When this guy just entered the live broadcast room, we also doubted him several times. Closing square bracket. Indeed, I think the policeman is pretty cute. The police reminded, there have been a lot of cats missing recently, so you'd better not take your cat out for a walk during this period. After saying that, the police paused and looked at Junzi Yan's face again. Then I felt that my words of advice were a bit redundant. Whose cat can be lost? His cat can never be lost. Close black lens bracket. Yes, ha 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 ha. Closing square bracket. The police officer seemed to be hesitant to speak just now, so he probably thought so. Closing square bracket. Before the police were about to leave, they turned around and asked, Mr. Jun, you live in this neighborhood, have you ever encountered any suspicious people? When Junzi heard this, he remembered that the princess had asked the host to help him find her good friend Chocho. Nodding immediately, yes. Police, who? The gentleman pointed at Luigi and said, him. Lu Yi, who was about to leave, was stunned and pointed at himself. Me? What's suspicious about me? A gentleman's words, you just used catnip to try to seduce my princess. Isn't that suspicious? And you even carried catnip with you. Luigi, I like to feed stray animals, so I have developed the habit of carrying cat snacks with me. Junzi Yin recalled what the anchor had just said, are you the murderer behind the missing cat? Lu Yizi glared at him, don't accuse anyone here. The policeman also said, Mr. Jun, don't talk nonsense if there is no evidence. A gentleman says, who said I have no evidence? Police. Gentleman's words, my princess said that she has a good friend named Chocho. Last time she saw her good friend being taken into your house by you using a cat strip, she never came out again. The policeman thought this was ridiculous. Mr. Jun, how can a cat communicate with people? After saying this, Lu Yizi next to him was surprised and asked, how did you know that I brought the ball into my house? After a pause, he continued, you actually knew that I named the stray cat Chocho. The gentleman said excitedly, look, the police comrade has admitted it himself. Luigi, can you really communicate with a cat? A gentleman said, I don't communicate with cats, it's the anchor who does. She is a pet communicator. Luigi, anchor, police, Mr. Lu, please take us to your home. Upon hearing this, Lu Yizi said in a panic, go. To my house. He was nervous. Could he really be the murderer behind the cat grabbing? Closing square bracket. No way. Is this little brother really a pervert who abuses cats? Closing square bracket. Ah. Such a pretty boy is actually a cat abuser. I can't accept this. Oh my god, can you guys stop having appearance associations? If this person is really a cat abuser, even if he has a good-looking appearance, I will only think he is ugly. Closing square bracket. Yes. I am most annoyed by those whose worldview is influenced by their five senses. Closing square bracket. A new audience member who came in earlier. Oh, the cat torturer you mentioned earlier is this guy. This guy is so young, you can't really tell. Closing square bracket. The police found him suspicious. Seeing that he looked nervous, Junzi Yin also thought he was suspicious. Luigi finally said, okay. I started to get a little excited. Oh my god, I'm so excited watching this. This live broadcast room is poisonous. I met a cat torturing pervert as soon as I arrived. Closing square bracket. The key point is that she is still a new anchor, so won't this definitely bring her traffic? Closing square bracket. Afterwards, the group walked to Lu Yizi's home in a mighty manner. When we opened the door of his house, we did not see the eerie and bloody scene as everyone had imagined, nor did we see cats that had been badly abused. The room was clean and tidy, with not many pieces of furniture inside, making it seem a little deserted. This family doesn't look like a place where cat abusers live. Closing square bracket. Several police officers searched the inside and found not a single cat hair. Gentleman said, that's not right. The anchor just said that the ball is in your house. Where did you put the ball? Luigi explained, it was like this. I went home from buying groceries at night and saw that one of Chocho's legs was injured. I was afraid that she would not come home with me, and I was also afraid of irritating her, so I used a cat flick to lure her home. My purpose was to take her to the pet hospital to treat the wound. Gentleman said, so that's how it is. So Chocho is still in the pet hospital, right? Luigi nodded. A gentleman said, then we come to your house, why are you nervous? Luigi hesitated. At this time, a policeman in the study said, boss, we found a secret door here. After that, several policemen rushed over. Afterwards, the audience in the live broadcast room saw a room full of cute cats. They were all fat from being fed, and when they saw Luigi coming in, they hurried over to rub against Luigi's legs, meowing. When Luigi saw that the cats had been discovered by them, he shook his head in embarrassment. Are all the missing cats here? Closing square bracket. It seems like these cats have not been abused. On the contrary, they like this little brother very much. Closing square bracket. Could it be that this little brother is not a cat abuser but a cat thief? Closing square bracket. This is too much. Stealing cats is unforgivable, even if he takes good care of the cats. Yes, those cat owners who have lost their cats must be very worried. Closing square bracket. So this is why he was nervous just now. Closing square bracket. Who wouldn't be nervous? If they weren't stolen, how do you explain all the cats in this room? Closing square bracket. The gentleman thought he had stolen them and asked, how could you steal so many cats? Luigi knew they would misunderstand him, so he quickly waved his hands and explained, I didn't steal cats. These cats are stray cats that I picked up. The gentleman said, did you pick it up? Luigi nodded. Comrade police, believe me, I really picked up all these cats. I have loved cats since I was a child, but my parents didn't like them. After I grew up and was able to work, I adopted a stray cat. At first I only had one cat, Wawa, but later I saw those poor stray cats with nowhere to go, so I took them in out of pity. Unexpectedly, I adopted more and more. This is indeed a bit too much. Can you afford it? Closing square bracket. It's not wrong for the little brother to be kind, but he should also do things within his ability. Closing square bracket. Fortunately, the little brother is not a pervert who abuses cats. I am finally relieved. Closing square bracket. After listening to Luigi's words, Junzi Ian patted him on the shoulder and said, brother, you love cats more than I do. Luigi, brother, I want to ask, what is the anchor you just mentioned, the pet communicator? Upon seeing this, Junzi Ian switched the live broadcast room in his phone to the front camera and showed it to the police. That's the anchor. Luigi and the police looked at the beautiful female anchor in the live broadcast room. Mingyan was a little stunned. Then he took the initiative to say hello. Junzi Ian turned off the Bluetooth headset. The female anchor's voice clearly entered the police's ears. Bullet screen. Oh my god, I had a falling out with the police. Open black lens bracket, this little brother is really good looking. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, hello, police uncle. Hello, little brother. Close black lens bracket. The screen is filled with greeting sounds. A gentleman's words. Comrade police officer, do you mind if I broadcast live here? Leading police officer, no problem. He added, you can just call me Officer Zhang. Gentleman said, okay, Officer Zhang. Luigi asked the anchor curiously, are you the anchor who knows how to communicate with pets? Mingyan nodded, yes. Luigi, then can you help me understand what these cats I raise are saying? Anchor, I just want to hear from these cats whether they are lying. Me too, he just said he didn't steal the cat, how can I prove that what he said is true? Closing square bracket. Mingyan looked at the group of stray cats. One of the vampire cats. Our master is not a cat thief at all. He is the nicest person in the world. Cow cat, yes, yes. Don't misunderstand my master. Orange cat, you can tell from the deserted house my master's house was built just now. His salary is used to buy cat food for us. Cow cat, our master clearly can't afford to support us, but he still insists on supporting us. Alas. Fei Fei, actually, I can still go out and wander, but I can't bear to leave my master now. Xiao Huan, ha 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 ha, I think you are used to the good life and don't want to go out and wander around anymore. Hearing this, Fei Fei, the orange cat who was exposed by Xiao Huan, covered his hands with his paws and turned his head away with shame. Oh my god, that fat orange cat was so cute when he covered his face just now. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket, I was overwhelmed by cuteness. Close black lens bracket. So many cute cats together, it's so cute. Close black lens bracket. If I were not financially constrained, I would also like to have a cat of my own. Closing square bracket. It was the first time Mingyan heard so many cats talking together. She looked at Luigi and smiled, these cats are very grateful that you took them in. Then she repeated some of what the cats had just said and pointed at one of the cats. That fat orange is called Fei Fei, right? And there's that cute and lively cow cat. Her name is Xiao Huan. She's a little girl, right? And they have a very good relationship. When Luigi heard this, surprise flashed in his eyes. Yes, you were right. I didn't expect you can really communicate with your pet. Officer Zhang also looked at the anchor woman in surprise. He said, according to our investigation just now, most of the owners of the missing cats raised purebred cats, while Mr. Lu's cats are mostly native cats. It seems to be true. Closing square bracket. Now that Officer Zhang has said so, this young man should be cleared of suspicion, right? Closing square bracket. It must be cleared, the little brother doesn't look like a bad guy, okay. Close black lens bracket. Junzi Yian suddenly said, Lu Yizi, can you take me to the pet hospital to see Chocho? Our princess misses her very much. Lu Yizi immediately said, sure, I also want to know how Chocho got injured. Can you keep the live broadcast open and follow me? A gentleman asks the anchor's opinion. Mingyan had no problem and was very happy. Things have become confusing. Who is the murderer behind this? Can we solve the case today? Closing square bracket. It's not that easy. The police have been investigating for so long. How can they solve the problem with just a live broadcast? I really want to know where those missing cats have gone. I hope nothing happens to them. Closing square bracket. Yes, yes, those lovely cats, when I think of them suffering inhumane abuse, my heart aches. Afterwards, they all went to a nearby pet hospital together. Along the way, many new viewers came to Mingyan's live broadcast room one after another. Open black lens bracket, what is this live broadcast? Close black lens bracket. There are even police officers here. Are they cosplaying as police officers? Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket cat abuse pervert, close black lens bracket. A game where the police catch a cat abuser. Haha, I like it. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. This kind of live broadcast is quite novel. Close black lens bracket. Seeing these new audiences teasing the police here, making fun of the police, Jun Ziyin couldn't help but say, open your eyes and see clearly, these are real police officers. Haha, are you playing a criminal? Closing square bracket. He looks like a criminal. Where did the anchor find these people? They all acted like criminals. Each of them fits their respective identities. There are still some loopholes in the performance. The criminal didn't have handcuffs on his hands, which made the show look out of place. I deduct 1 point. New audiences are still commenting on this performance, which was not detailed enough. Until the old audience came forward one after another. Those idiots in front, these are real police officers. Closing square bracket. Are you guys here to make fun of me? What kind of cosplay performance is this? The police in the live broadcast room were real. Closing square bracket. Some people still didn't believe it until Officer Zhang showed him his professional ID. The next second, the heated discussion seemed to be sealed, and all the words disappeared. The bullet screen area has become. Open black lens bracket hello, police officer. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket hello, police comrades. Close black lens bracket. I'm sorry, police officer. I was blind and didn't recognize the real Taishan. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. I'm sorry, police officers, I offended you. Close black lens bracket. Oh my god. It turns out to be a real policeman. Closing square bracket. Jun Ziyan was also speechless when he saw the sudden change of the screen in the bullet screen area of the live broadcast room. This group of netizens changed their expressions too quickly. This is even more exciting. It turns out that it was a real police officer catching a real cat abuser. Closing square bracket. With the participation of the police, the live broadcast room became more and more popular. Mingyan also received waves of rewards. All the way to the pet hospital. Netizens saw Chocho, a cat with an injured body, being kept in a cage. One of its legs was wrapped in a layer of white gauze. When Chocho saw Lu Yizi coming, he immediately lay on the cage and meowed, as if he couldn't wait to get out. The veterinarian was very attentive and took the ball out of the cage and placed it on the table. Open black lens bracket. What a cute cat. Close black lens bracket. She is so small and thin, and it is obvious that she is malnourished. The ball rubbed against Lu Yizi's palm, and its pitiful look was enough to melt the hearts of netizens. Lu Yizi stroked her little head and said softly, Chocho, are you still in pain? Chocho, it doesn't hurt anymore. Those veterinarian ladies are so gentle. When the princess saw Chocho, she immediately jumped out of her owner's arms. The two cats put their heads together and the princess licked her fur a few times. I thought something happened to you, luckily you were fine. Chocho, sister, I was almost caught by the bad guys and I thought I could never come back. Princess, what? Which bad guy? Chocho, it's the handsome uncle you met before. Although he is as good looking as the little brother, that uncle is a super invincible villain. He grabbed me and tried to kill me. He kicked me because he was upset at the end of his shift. The princess said angrily, damn it. I will let my master beat him to death. The princess suddenly arched her back and her hair stood on end, and everyone around her was a little confused. Luigi, princess, what's wrong? The gentleman hurried forward to comfort her. Mingyan explained and repeated what they had just talked about. The gentleman said, what? Luigi, are you talking about that man? Officer Zhang, do you two know him? Luigi, I know him, you and you from our neighborhood, but, how could he be a cat abuser? Gentleman's words, I didn't expect that he looks like a decent person, but he actually abuses cats. Lu Yizi looked at the live broadcast. Host, can you help me ask about Chocho's specific situation? Mingyan nodded. Okay. Chocho suddenly started to tremble all over. Lu Yizi noticed her trembling, and stroked the fur on her back to comfort her. Chocho, don't be afraid, just speak out bravely. Brother will help you rescue those kittens. Chocho looked at him and felt much more at ease. That day I was lying on a car in the sun, and he suddenly grabbed me from behind by the back of the neck and threw me into a sack. When I woke up, I found myself in his house. There was not only me in his house, but also several other cats. However, they were all tortured by him to the point of barely surviving. Some of them had their claws chopped off, their fur plucked out, and some had their heads chopped off and thrown aside, covered in blood. Chocho didn't want to continue talking after a while. I was so scared, and the bad guy stabbed my companions with a needle. If I hadn't been so skinny and small, and hadn't been in the back of his hand hard when he cut me, and had escaped from his grasp, I'm afraid I wouldn't have escaped my fate. Mingyan repeated what Chocho said, and the policeman frowned after hearing it. Jun Ziyin and Lu Yi were so angry that they trembled all over. They both love cats so much, and now when they heard about such a tragic cat abuse incident, the two grown men were so upset that they shed tears. Officer Zhang, Xiao He. Go to the Ping'an community surveillance room immediately and check the surveillance footage of the night Chocho was arrested. If the evidence is conclusive, arrest you and you. Yes. Then the man named Xiao He left immediately. Bullet screen. Oh my god, so many cats are being abused. Closing square bracket. Damn, I feel so sorry for the cats that are being abused. Closing square bracket. I feel so bad. I can't bear to hear such a tragic thing happen. What are you talking about? Isn't Chocho a cat? I didn't hear her speak human language. Closing square bracket. I just entered the live broadcast room and I am confused. Is the host communicating with a cat? Closing square bracket. At this time, Mingyan heard a blue cat in the cage talking. I also ran into a bad guy last time. He had a sly look on his face. He was chatting with my master and wanted to steal me away. Fortunately, I was smart and escaped. Otherwise, I would have been in trouble. The blue cat complained to the other pet cats in the cage. What a pity. My good friend was caught. His owner is still looking for him. Those owners never thought that the cat thief was Yizu who lived in the old neighborhood. He has a habit of stealing cats from the Ping'an neighborhood. It makes me so angry. Mingyan was surprised. There is more than one cat thief. Everyone looked over. Mingyan asked the police to confirm, are all the cats missing in Ping'an community purebred cats? Officer Zhang, yes. Mingyan, that means there are two cat thieves. One specializes in stealing purebred cats, and the other specializes in catching stray cats and abusing them. The gentleman said, what? Officer Zhang was surprised. There was an unexpected gain. There are actually two of them. This is really unexpected. Closing square bracket. Then the cat torturing pervert wasn't the person the police were originally going to arrest, right? They were supposed to arrest Yizud, but ended up with the stray cat incident. To be honest, if there weren't so many missing cats, it's estimated that no one would have discovered these abused stray cats until now. Alas, I feel more and more sorry for those stray cats, because they are worthless, so no one pays attention to them. Closing square bracket. Mingyan, according to what Chocho and the blue cat said, the cat abuser Chocho mentioned as a handsome uncle named Yuanyu, and the cat thief the blue cat mentioned as a man with sly eyes and eyebrows named Yizud. Luigi, Yizud. A gentleman said, do you know him? Luigi shook his head, I don't know him. At this time, a well-dressed lady walked in. Veterinarian, is my Ben feeling better? When the blue cat saw his owner coming, he grabbed the railings of the cage and scratched them back and forth. He couldn't wait to go out and see his owner. When the lady saw Ben, she hurried over, opened the cage, and took the blue cat out. The blue cat hadn't seen his owner for a long time. He rubbed against her vigorously, with his tail raised high, and meowed coquettishly. Ben, are you missing your mom? The lady's heart melted when she heard his cry, and she kept stroking his little head. The blue cat put it into action. He rubbed his furry head against his owner's arms, with a hint of grievance in his voice. Mom, you are finally here. I missed you so much. The veterinarian came over and said with a smile, Ben has been doing very well these past 2 days and can be discharged from the hospital now. Thank you, doctor, the lady said politely. Then she saw a group of uniformed police officers standing inside. What is happening? The veterinarian smiled and explained, the police are here to learn about the situation of some pets. Please don't mind. At this time, an ordinary-looking man walked into the pet hospital. When the blue cat saw him, it instantly became furious and bared its teeth at him. The lady didn't know what was going on, so she quickly comforted her cat. Ben, what's wrong with you? The man didn't expect to see the owner of the blue cat here. Seeing the police here, he felt panicked and was about to leave. Seeing this, Mingyan hurriedly said, Officer Zhang, quickly catch that man, he is the thief who stole the cat. As soon as the man was about to leave the pet hospital, several policemen rushed up and arrested him. Exciting. He caught it so quickly. Closing square bracket. The man struggled unwillingly. The staff in the pet hospital were frightened by the sudden incident and hurriedly stayed away from this place of trouble. The blue cat's owner was also startled. She didn't understand what was going on. Officer Zhang, behave yourself. Several policemen pinned him against the glass door, making him unable to move. Officer Zhang quickly handcuffed him. Yizud begged for mercy. Police comrades, what are you doing? Why are you arresting me? Your name is Yizud, right? Yizud was panicked. Police comrade, how did you know? Officer Zhang, then we didn't catch the wrong person. We suspect you are related to the missing cat incident in Ping'an community. Yizud, police comrade, I am innocent. Do you have any evidence? Bullet screen. Is this person the cat thief? Closing square bracket. As the host said, he has a sly look. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Finally I caught one. Close black lens bracket. I actually witnessed the police live broadcasting a scene of arresting a bad guy. This is the first time. Who says no? And it feels like the case was solved so quickly. Ha 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 ha. Closing square bracket. Officer Zhang, do you have any evidence? Are you a cat thief? Just follow us back and we'll know for sure. Yizud was completely panicked. Comrade police, you must have arrested the wrong person. I am an honest citizen. The blue cat's owner was still confused. Who is this? Aren't you Yizud? They had met once before, because the man was also a pet owner, and he started chatting with her when he met her that day. Now Yizud was facing her, but he didn't dare to look at her. After hearing what the police had just said, she looked him up and down. No wonder my Ben gets so mad when he sees you. It turns out you're a cat thief. Yizud was taken away by 2 of the policemen. Officer Zhang looked at the anchor and said, thank you for today. Mingyan smiled and said, you're welcome. At this time, Xiaohe ran in. Boss, we have arrested Yuanyu. We found many abused stray cats in his home, just as Chocho said. Officer Zhang said happily, okay. It's just. Xiaohe hesitated. Officer Zhang, what's wrong? Xiaohe, boss, don't you think we solved the case super fast this time? Officer Zhang was stunned for a moment when he heard this, then he looked at the anchor in the live broadcast room and said, this is all thanks to this lady. If she hadn't been able to communicate with pets, how could we have solved the case so quickly? Xiaohe looked at the female anchor in the live broadcast room with a bit of admiration. Before, he was skeptical about what the female anchor said, but after seeing the surveillance video, he believed it completely. The same is true for Officer Zhang. He has been in shock from the beginning until now. It's just that his many years of professional habits have cultivated his habit of not showing off. Xiaohe, miss, it's a pity that you don't come to work in our police station with your ability. Upon hearing this, Officer Zhang's eyes lit up and he looked at the female anchor. Mingyan said quickly, no, I don't like being constrained by nature. Officer Zhang felt a little disappointed when he heard this. After the police left, the blue cat's owner approached Jun Ziyin and saw that it was a live broadcast on a mobile phone. She looked at the female anchor inside and asked, can you communicate with your pet? She thought about what she had just heard from the police. Mingyan smiled and said, yeah. Blue cat owner, how much is it per session? I want to consult. Before the anchor even replied, her fans had already responded enthusiastically. Just give a peach blossom coin as a reward. Close black lens bracket. 100 won't make you lose money, and you won't be cheated. This price is quite reasonable. Close black lens bracket. Yes, it is. I followed her through 2 consultations and it was a steal. The guy who consulted the anchor hasn't paid yet. Closing square bracket. Mingyan glanced at the time. She had been broadcasting live for almost 3 hours since the start of the show. Sorry, everyone. That's all for today's live broadcast. See you next time. Open black lens bracket. The show is about to end. Close black lens bracket. Don't be so fast. I want to continue watching. Closing square bracket. I just came in a short while ago, and the live broadcast has ended. Closing square bracket. In fact, I was in a state of confusion the whole time. How come a bad guy was caught so quickly just by the host saying a few words? Closing square bracket. Me too, everyone says the anchor got the title by communicating with his pet, but I still don't quite believe it. Me too, I can't believe it. Yeah, I didn't even see how the anchor communicated with the pet. Closing square bracket. Open black lens bracket. Who said no? I came late, so I didn't understand much. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 1. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket 99. Close black lens bracket. Next time I must follow the live broadcast on time. Closing square bracket. Then everyone paid attention to the live broadcast room. After Mingyan said hello to her fans, she closed the live broadcast room. The Blue Cat's owner, this is too fast. I haven't seen anything yet. And she has been in a fog since she entered the pet hospital. A gentleman said, if you want to consult, you can follow her live broadcast room and wait until her next broadcast, maybe you can consult her. Blue Cat's owner, good idea. Luigi, I'll pay attention to it too. As he spoke, he took out his cell phone from his pocket. He has not yet paid the anchor for the question he just asked. After Mingyan went off the air, she didn't know at that time that a trending search about her had quietly appeared on the internet. Mingyan was still backstage redeeming her reward. Today was the first day of live streaming, and after deducting the platform's 50% commission, she still earned nearly 1,000 yuan. Ming Rui, sister, you are really amazing. Ming Rui, who was watching the live broadcast silently throughout, expressed her admiration for her sister's ability to communicate smoothly with her pet. Mingyan smiled and looked at Shuibing, who was sleeping peacefully under the table. She looked at her number of fans. After only one day of live streaming, she already had 5,000 fans. Mingyan stretched her body and walked out of the room. Sister, come over here and take a look. It seems like you're on the trending search. Mingyan walked over and saw a hot news search issued by the police. Hashtag Ping and community cat thief exposed hash. Some photos are attached below the text. There are two men with mosaics on their faces, and some cats being abused. Some of the pictures are quite bloody and are also mosaicked. Although this trending search did not go viral, it attracted a large number of cat lovers to condemn and curse. The anchor was mentioned in the comments section. I know her, a new anchor on the Dolphin platform, who communicates with pets. The police were able to solve the case this time thanks to her arrest. Communicating with pets. Is this fake? Close black lens bracket. Yes, it was clearly the police's credit for solving the case. Why are they blaming it all on that new anchor? While netizens were still questioning, the police soon sent a letter of thanks to a pet communication teacher Yin Yin. Mingyan saw that the number of fans on her live streaming platform account had exceeded 10,000. And her Weibo has also quietly accumulated a lot of fans. In the private message column on Weibo, many pet owners in Ping'an community sent her letters of thanks. Ellipsis. Matchmaker Wang brought someone to Mingyan's home. Sister Li, are you home? Mother Li looked at her who had come to her house again and said, Sister Wang, what are you doing? Matchmaker Wang seemed to have forgotten the unpleasant incident that happened last time. She smiled and said, I'm here to introduce a date to your daughter. Li's mother was stunned. Didn't I tell you clearly last time that my daughter doesn't want to go on blind dates anymore? Matchmaker Wang smiled and said, this time is different. Last time it was because I didn't find out everything clearly. This time I can tell you, I have definitely found out everything about that family. Ming Rui came out and said, Andy Wang, you'd better leave as soon as possible. Why are you here again? My sister said that she will not go on blind dates anymore. When Matchmaker Wang heard this, her face turned a little unhappy. Didn't your sister blame me for introducing a good guy to her daughter and not introducing a good one to her? There was a hint of yin and yang in her tone, and then she said deliberately, at that time, the young man was going to introduce you to your sister, but he fell in love with my daughter. Ming Rui was angry when she heard this. What are you talking about? Who was thinking about your daughter's partner? She said that just to speak up for her sister, but in the mouth of Matchmaker Wang, it became her sister's envy and hatred. Just as the two were about to start arguing, an old lady behind Matchmaker Wang came out and looked Ming Rui up and down. Are you Mingyan's sister? Ming Rui looked at the unfamiliar aunt in front of her in confusion. Auntie, as expected of a pair of sisters, they both look very distinctive. Ming Rui, what do you do? The aunt asked kindly, how old are you? Do you have a boyfriend? Li's mother guessed this person's intention and quickly said, she is still young. Xiaoyi is only a sophomore in college. Auntie, you're already in college, so you can find a date now. Matchmaker Wang said, once you finish college, you can go out to work. Don't be like her sister, who doesn't even have a boyfriend. Ming Rui rolled her eyes when she heard that. It seems that the only thing left in her life is finding a partner. Don't worry about my affairs, both of you, get out of here. She went up and pushed them both rudely. Auntie, hey, why are you chasing me? Then, a door in the bedroom opened and Mingyan walked out. When the aunt saw her, her eyes lit up immediately. You are her sister, right? You are so beautiful. Mingyan was stunned. Mom, what is Matchmaker Wang doing here again? Ming Rui, what else can I do? Matchmaker Wang is like a stinky fly. She's hanging around in my house and I can't get rid of her. After saying this, Matchmaker Wang said, how can you speak so harshly, girl? Mingyan, snow cakes, bite them. The next second, a little white dog rushed out of the bedroom and barked at Matchmaker Wang and the others. Woof, woof woof woof. Although it was just a puppy, Matchmaker Wang was still frightened. Before the puppy could rush over, she quickly pulled the ant away as if she was escaping. After Matchmaker Wang and the others left, Ming Rui looked at the snowcake. Snowcake, you did a great job. I didn't expect that you, with your small stature, could still scare people. Snowcake wagged its tail happily and ran towards Mingyan. Mom, please compliment me. I am awesome today. Mingyan touched his dog's head and said, great. After saying this, Snowcake's tail wagged even more happily. Seeing this, Ming Rui was a little jealous and said, Shui Bing, I also praise you. Why don't you come over and rub against me? I always give you meat and bones to eat. Mingyan went out to throw away the garbage and happened to see Matchmaker Wang talking to some aunties in the community. Have you heard? Someone in our neighborhood lost a dog, and she posted a bounty notice. If any kind-hearted person can find her dog, she is willing to give that person $3,000. $3,000. That's not a small amount. Yeah, if only I could find that dog. You said it was just a dog, it's lost. You can buy several dogs with the $3,000, there's no need to spend $3,000 to look for a dog. Who knows? Young people nowadays treat animals like treasures. You don't know. Last time I saw a short video on the internet. Dogs eat better than humans. Don't you think it's infuriating? In our past, animals were just animals. If they didn't obey, they would be sold or eaten. It's not like the young people today who raise animals like they are raising a son. Yeah, young people nowadays really don't understand. My girlfriend said that having a pet around is very healing. What's the point of talking about whether the disease is cured or not? I think they are just bored and complaining all day long. Mingyan just threw the 2 bags of black garbage in her hand into the trash can. Suddenly, Snowcake rushed down from the upstairs holding a bag of black garbage. He walked to the trash can, then jumped onto the stone next to it, pushed open the lid with his claws, and then threw the trash bag in his mouth. The mothers who saw this scene were all shocked. This dog is so smart. It can even take out the trash for people. Yes. It's amazing. Whose dog is this? I have to take a picture of this and put it online, maybe it will go viral. Sister Shui likes to follow the trend and keep up with the pace of young people. She usually likes to play short videos and create personal accounts. Seeing this, Matchmaker Wong said in a somewhat gloomy tone, "What's so strange about this? I've seen this happen several times. It's no big deal. She was just lucky to have bought a smart dog. You actually know this. Do you also know the dog's owner?" Sister Shui said. At this time, the aunt saw the little white dog who had just thrown away the garbage walked up to a beautiful girl. He wagged his tail happily and circled around the girl excitedly. That girl is the dog's owner, right? Mingyan raised her hand and touched Shui Bing's head, helping our mother take out the trash again. Snowcake nodded happily. Yeah, Mom, I am getting better and better. Mingyan praised him. Yes, you are getting better and better at throwing away garbage. She remembered that he was very clumsy when throwing away the garbage a month ago. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't throw it into the garbage bag and he often bit holes in the garbage bag. Now, after her training, he has become more and more skilled. Sister Shui, I didn't expect there could be such a smart dog. Matchmaker Wong took a glance and thought of the time when she was almost bitten by her dog at her house. This is a crazy dog. I suggest you stay away from him. Sister Shui was puzzled. It doesn't look like that. This dog looks very smart. The other mothers nodded. Matchmaker Wong looked unhappy, believe it or not. Mom, why are you here? Suddenly, a young woman in a simple black dress appeared in front of Matchmaker Wong with a young man. Qianchin, why are you back today? Matchmaker Wong was a little surprised to see her daughter and her boyfriend coming back. Xu Yaqian smiled and said, I just happened to have a day off this week, and Fei Hao also had a day off, so we came back together. Sister Shui looked at them with a smile. You two are really a perfect match. Your mother did a great job in helping you with this matter. Upon hearing this, Xu Yaqian smiled a little embarrassedly. Then, her eyes fell on Mingyan who was not far away, and her eyes flickered. Mingyan, you are here too. Mingyan was dressed casually and wore no makeup on her face, but even in her casual attire, her beauty could not be ignored. Mingyan looked up when she heard the familiar voice. Xu Yaqian walked over and said with a smile, Mingyan, how have you been lately? Mingyan, it's pretty good. Xu Yaqian, my mom told me that you quit your internship. Mingyan, yeah. Xu Yaqian, have you found a new job now? Mingyan shook her head. I'm not looking for a job. Xu Yaqian, oh, I'm working at Yang's group now, and my boyfriend is also at Yang's group. Do you want to come work here? My boyfriend can introduce you to the company. Wow, Yang's group, that's a famous big company. I heard that many graduates can't get in. Sister Wong, your daughter is really promising, and she even has such an excellent boyfriend. Wow, your ancestors have done a lot of good deeds. Matchmaker Wong was a little flattered by Sister Shui's praise. The thing she was most proud of in her life was that her daughter brought her honor. Her daughter and Mingyan went to the same school, but their current situations are very different. Thinking back to the past, whether it was academic performance or anything else, Mingyan was always better than her daughter. Now both of them have graduated, and in just a few months, the gap between them has become apparent. Mingyan now has no job and no partner, and now she needs her daughter to help her find a job. Mingyan politely declined. No, I have work to do. Xu Yaqian was surprised. You have a job. Is this the online job my mom was talking about? Mingyan, about the same. Her relationship with Xu Yaqian has always been average, and she doesn't like to have contact with her. He turned around and called to the little white dog behind him. Snowcake, let's go. We're going home. Having said that, she left with the Snowcake. Matchmaker Wong saw this and said, this person still doesn't know what's good for her. Qianchin introduced a job to her, but she still doesn't have the face of the nose. She thinks she is still the princess in the school and everyone flatters her. Mingyan walked to the entrance of the staircase and saw a notice on the wall about finding a dog. There was a reward of 3,000 yuan and the contact information of the dog owner was written in the lower right corner. Mingyan immediately took out her cell phone and dialed the number. After a while, the call was connected. A young woman's anxious voice came from the other side. Hello, have you found my plums? Mingyan said politely, hello, I haven't found your pet yet. I'm a pet communicator. I called because I saw your missing dog notice. I want to know more about your pet. Maybe I can help you find it. Oh. The visitor felt a little disappointed when she heard that it wasn't her dog that was found. Then she asked, are you a pet communicator?